Alrighty, well, we are going to go ahead and get started. To just start off, I wanted to go ahead and give an introduction to who all you'll be hearing from today. My name is Kayla Salzman. I'm the Marketing and Communications Manager for Living for Zachary. I am one of our newer faces, so if you haven't met me before, hello. I'm excited to work with everybody. Also on the Living for Zachary team, we have Shelby Teely. I'll let her introduce herself as well.
Hi everyone, thanks for joining. Like Kayla said, I'm Shelby Teely. I'm the program manager here at Living for Zachary. I've been working hand in hand with your hero team, also known as your safety team, to implement the SuperHeart Schools program, which we'll be learning about today.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Shelby. Next, we have Catherine Hall, who is a representative from DefEd Tech, and I will let her introduce herself as well.
Hi everyone, my name is Catherine and I'm with DefEd Tech. We have been partnering with Living for Zachary for quite a while now. They're one of our nonprofit partners. I'm happy to be able to join on behalf of DefEd Tech today. We are the AD manufacturer that you'll be seeing around the campuses to give you a little bit more insight. And I'm local to Texas. So if anyone has any questions or events nearby, I'll be able to hop in hopefully.
Perfect. Thanks, Catherine. And then we have our guest speaker today, which is Pablo Reyes, who is excited to be helping us out with events such as this and speaking on behalf of Living for Zachary, but I'll let him give a quick introduction.
Perfect. Well, hi everyone, my name is Pablo Reyes. I am a new resident to Texas, Plano specifically. So if anyone has any good recommendations on where I should be, what to do, or what's new and exciting in Plano, please let me know. But it is a joy to be a part of the Texas community now. So thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, Pablo. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started and let Pablo kick us off.
All right. Well, I cannot emphasize enough how exciting it is, one, to officially be a Texan, but two, to speak to you more about the Living for Zachary organization and the SuperHeart Schools program. As many of you may know, the mission of this organization is to raise awareness and prevent sudden cardiac arrest in our youth, but we also wanted to bring attention to the fact of why we're all here. Unfortunately, this mission, fortunately and unfortunately, this organization was formed, but it was formed out of one of life's darkest moments when Karen Taraz's son had passed away at the age of 16 due to sudden cardiac arrest. Zach was he collapsed in a football practice, and that happened at Plano East High School. So it was a horrible happenstance that we're looking to make some good of it. And it was only a few months after he had passed that his mother, Karen, started this organization in an effort to prevent sudden cardiac arrest in youth, or what we'll refer to in this presentation, SCA for short. We'll move on, transition to the next slide. Perfect. So when we think about impact, let's keep in mind that the Living for Zachary organization fights against sudden cardiac arrest, but has a variety of offerings as it is working to be active in the community through a multifaceted approach. The organizations that are provided within the Living for Zachary organization include heart screening, CPR and AED certifications, awareness events, AE donations, and student scholarships. So a lot that this organization offers. And perfect, thank you for transitioning. When we look at the facts, it's very, not to scare you, but we want to be mindful that you are informed. Sudden cardiac arrest is a leading cause of death on school campuses and for student athletes. And as you look at these three photos, let's keep in mind Zach's story. As you know, he suffered from sudden cardiac arrest, but what the family learned later on after his passing is that he died from congenital heart disease called hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, or HCM for short, which is a common cause of HCA in young people, including young athletes. HCM is a condition in which the heart muscle becomes thick, making it difficult for blood to leave the heart and forcing the heart to work harder to pump blood. It also can make the heart hard to relax and fill with blood. When you look at the other two photos to your right of Amanda and Joe, these folks also suffered from cardiac arrest while they were at school. Fortunately, today, Amanda and Joe are both doing really well, and they're at college because of the presence of AEDs on campuses and CPR trained individuals around them. So when you think about it, Amanda and Joe, we're so happy that they're doing well, but also the fact now that they're actually ambassadors for Living for Zachary organization. So we couldn't be more grateful for their help and support. So let's talk more about the SuperHeart School program. We all here today, and thank you all for being here as we learn more about how Wylie Prep is taking steps to create a safer environment for those who walk the halls, teach, coach, play, and learn. Before we get into the details about the SuperHeart program, we want to make sure that you know more about the facts around sudden cardiac arrest. Some of these facts, we don't want to trigger you, but we want to make sure that you're aware and you have the insights as we continue to move forward. A couple facts being sudden cardiac arrest carries a 90% death rate in victims. And it's part of Living for Zachary's organizational goal that we give every person the best chance of survival by providing them medical assistance within 3 minutes. And let me repeat myself, provide them medical response support within 3 minutes. Because the SEA is the #1 killer in student athletes and the death on school campuses, Living for Zachary is committed to help Wylie Prep be better prepared to prevent and respond to cardiac emergencies. So what does it mean to be a SuperHeart school? The Living for Zachary organization wants to equip teachers, students, and staff to be super at saving lives, simply put, super at saving lives. I love the tagline. Through educational programs such as this one, our parents, teachers, students become more aware of what to look out when it comes to cardiac emergencies. By providing screenings, medical professionals are able to look at each child's health from multiple angles to help detect abnormalities that may lead to sudden cardiac arrest. This program also provides teachers and staff to be CPR and AED certified. Students are also provided the opportunity, believe it or not, to practice hands-only CPR as well. Wish they offered that when I was a child. Based on school's population, each SuperHeart school will be provided a specific amount of AEDs based on the size of campus and efforts, so the hero teams can provide that 3-minute response time. Wylie Prep has a total of 6 AEDs, 4 of which have been donated from the SuperHeart School program. So next slide, please. So let's talk more about what the program is. What does it mean for Wylie Prep? So mark your calendars, and I bet you all know this as we were talking a little bit earlier about the upcoming fun festivities we have planned for Saturday. But this Saturday, March 18th, Living for Zachary will certify about 20 school personnel in CPR and AED training. With that being said, following that, from 12 to 12:30 on the same day, free hands-only CPR demonstrations will be available to students. And it's also an opportunity for students to get free health screenings. And as I mentioned before about the hero team, I want to talk a little bit more about them and who those members are now. So if you look, and we'll go one screen back, and as you look at the hero team, you'll see the individuals here as we have them listed: Joanna V. Pond, Kara Durbin, Angie Gerhart, Christy Shaw. Thank you for your time and service. It's very important as you look at this slide and we see who the hero team is. It's very important that we go through the steps, the 1 through 3, of what is expected in case there is a cardiac emergency. So step number 1, it's important that the group will call 911, then contact the rest of the hero team. Step number 2, retrieve the AEDs and reach the scene within 3 minutes. And step number 3, administer CPR and AED, then transition care to EMS once they arrive. It's also that we must be mindful that the hero team performs 2 practice drills per year and are certified in CPR and the use of AEDs, so rest assured. Let's talk about AED locations now. As you see in the map in front of you, this indicates where those AEDs are located on campus. And we'll go over these one by one so we're all aware and we can keep each other in checks and balances. 1 AED is located in the office, 1 is in building 13, 1 is in the gym, and 2 AEDs are provided for travel games. And don't forget the 1 AED in the safe stations near the baseballs and the football field. All right, and yes, perfect. Let's talk about the save station. I'm assuming everyone on the call knows where the save station is. I'll take that as a yes. If you have any questions about it, feel free to drop them in the chat. But the outdoor safe station is a highly visible tower that contains the outdoor AED. The tower is climate controlled, weatherproof, and has lighting. So it will be in good hands while it's in storage there in the safe station. Let's talk more about your youth heart screenings. So now that we all know what the plan is in case a cardiac emergency were to take place, let's talk more about the SuperHeart program and what it's doing to prevent sudden cardiac arrest in others. When we think about the Living for Zachary Heart Screening Program, as part of this program, students ages 12 to 22 will have the opportunity to receive a Living for Zachary Heart Screening at no cost. What makes this so great is that these heart screenings were created in conjunction with the Heart Hospital shortly after Zach's death in 2009. The continued partnership is helping to detect heart abnormalities before they become an emergency in our youth. So let's talk more about what's included in these actual heart screenings and efforts as to why they're so valuable. So if we look at this as in a 5-step process, electrocardiograms are utilized to measure electrical activity. 2, echocardiograms produce an image to view structural issues. And 3, blood pressure screenings are conducted in efforts to identify any pain points or problems that they may pinpoint back to the heart. And 4, the sudden cardiac arrest risk assessment questionnaire is completed to identify relevant markers of risk. And finally, a review is completed of all these elements by a board certified cardiologist. Any questions there? All right, so let's talk more about heart screening specifically taking place at Wylie Prep. Mark your calendars as you see on this screen right here. It will take place this Saturday, March 18th from 8 to 5 p.m. in the gym. You see the QR code in front of you. Feel free, if you have your mobile device in front of you, feel free to take a scan of that if needed. And do not forget, and no worries if you don't have your device in front of you, seeing that we're at school, Kayla will drop the link in the chat so you have that information to pass on and share with others. And we'll take a pause there just in case you need to pull out your mobile device to get that screenshot or to scan that code. And Living for Zachary team, you tell me when's a good time, because then we can talk about this red out game that I'm hearing so much about. And I'll share a little story here since we have a little bit of time. We're good to go? Okay, perfect. So the red out game, let's continue going and we'll share some of the details. So in regards to the red out game, it's really important. One, not only this is where we get to have some fun, but this is where we also get to generate a little bit more awareness. And as part of the SuperHeart School program, Wylie will now host red out sporting events. And these events are held in honor of Zachary SuperHeart to generate awareness around sudden cardiac arrest. And we're going to be asking all attendees to red out and stand out by wearing the color red. The first game that I'm hearing is tonight. So keep me honest, everyone. Is there a baseball game going on over? Okay, perfect. At Wylie Prep, I love it. 4 p.m. tonight. Join us in that red out. Feel free to wear red, wear it proud, and really thank you in advance for helping us continue to spread awareness about sudden cardiac arrest as we continue to want to make a difference in the community and help our youth further. If there's no more questions, feel free to let us know, but more importantly, thank you all for your time. And I'll shoot it back to you, Kayla and Shelby.
Thank you so much, Pablo. Really appreciate all of that insight that you gave us. I'll go ahead and pass it off to Catherine Hall to talk about our AEDs.
Hi, everyone. My name is Catherine, and I'm here with Tech, the AED manufacturer. I wanted to first jump into the importance of AED and why they're so important to have. In this first slide, you will see this pie chart, which I think is a great representation of why we truly need an AED. We hear and see everything on the right column all the time. We are hearing about them, but all of these deaths combined are the deaths from sudden cardiac arrest alone. So truly awareness is key. It is the #1 killer in schools, the #1 in student athletes. It is targeting every 1 in 8 people, and it doesn't discriminate no matter how healthy you are. This is truly why it's important to have an AED and be rescue ready. It'll come out to be about 350,000 to 400,000 deaths every single year. On this next slide, we'll go into why the AEDs save precious treatment time. Every minute counts. These EMS response times are anywhere from 7 minutes to over 14. So the first steps are very, very crucial. Chance of survival decrease 10% for every single minute. So as mentioned before, the first 3 minutes, the faster you can get an AED on the victim, the better. Survival rates are highest when defibrillation is delivered within those 3 minutes. And this kind of breaks down the 6 links in the chain of survival. So first, what happens is a victim will fall, become unresponsive. The first thing that you're going to do is activate that emergency response. You're going to dial 911. Then you're going to immediately start your CPR compressions and retrieve that AED. 3 is key. This is when you will come in and apply the pads to the patient and begin, and it'll walk you through everything. I will as well. Defibrillation, and it'll let you know if the shock is advised. So those first 3 links are just done by the lay rescuer. Then you will move on to advanced resuscitation, post cardiac arrest care, and finally recovery. So this just shows that 3 is key. You will see a variety of our AEDs. They're easy to find. They're bright yellow. They will look something like this. They might be big with roomy handle or with a screen. I just want to have both for reference. But I'd like to walk you through a quick demo just to kind of get you to hear the prompts. These devices are specifically, they're made to be easy to use. DefibTech's goal is to save lives and decrease the risk of sudden cardiac arrest. So they're meant to be simple. They have one on-off switch, a shock button. We also have models with videos that will walk you through everything. Just as simple and easy. They're not scary devices. They're durable and they're meant to save lives. So let me go ahead and pop in the battery and get this into demo mode so that you can hear it. It is pretty loud, but let me know if everyone can hear it. It'll start in a second.
Demo mode. Call for help. Follow instructions to apply pads. Remove clothing from patient's chest. Locate pads package in back of AED. Plug in pads connector. Remove demo mode. Analyzing heart rhythm.
Just so that you can
do not touch the patient. Stand clear. Shock advised. Charging. Press flashing shock button. Shock 1 delivered. It is safe to touch the patient. Begin CPR now. Give compressions. Expired.
So we do have an option so that our AEDs can be done with CPR with rescue breaths or without. So you can easily toggle between the settings depending on what you're comfortable with at your school. But that just wanted to give you an idea of just how loud these units are. Of course, it's going to continue to work with you. So if another shock is advised, it'll let you know. It will say stand clear and let you know to press that flashing shock button. But they are very loud. I don't know if it can be heard from through the screen as well, but you'll be able to hear it. Everyone around you will be able to hear it. And we have many videos on our website as well, but these devices are smart and easy to use. They will walk you through step by step. So I don't want anyone to be intimidated by them. They're truly here to save lives. That's all. Anyone has any questions for any of us?
Thank you so much, Catherine. If anybody has any questions, be sure to drop them in the chat, and then we will take a few moments here. And if nobody has any questions off the bat, that's totally okay. We will move on, but I will leave just a couple minutes for you to get those in.
Catherine, one question I have about the AEDs, how often are they maintained?
So it definitely depends on the school and the choices that Living for Zachary does. We don't sell direct, so we sell their distribution, such as Living for Zachary. These devices are meant to last. So 8-year warranty is standard. Depending on the unit, the battery, especially on these like Lifeline units, you have a 7-year battery, and they will chirp at you and flash red if something is wrong. They test themselves daily, so they're very easy to maintain, and it'll let you know if something's wrong. Like, for example, I'm sending out pads to everyone because that has a live device. And so mine are chirping. I have to take out the battery so you don't hear that the pads are expired.
And you said, is there a Wi-Fi connectivity component to these? So they're able to be tracked? Oh, sorry, you went on mute. No, there isn't?
You use AEDs.
Oh, okay, gotcha, okay.
And regarding maintenance, Living for Zachary recommends checking your AED on a monthly basis. Just doing a quick check on the battery, pads, making sure it's not chirping. That's our recommendation.
And everything's very snug in here. So on the back of the device, you'll see, I'm trying to do it with the background, the quick user guide down here, the pads snug right in the back. So they're very, very easy to use, and they have that flashing button. So you'll see if the LED starts turning red, it'll also very loudly chirp at you. So I'm sure you'll know before your 1 month is up if something needs to be replaced, because they check themselves daily.
We are seeing your questions come in, guys. Thank you so much. Shelby is answering some of these via link regarding heart screenings.
So regarding the AED check, Living for Zachary recommends checking them on a monthly basis. So since we've donated the AEDs to your school, you've been added to our monthly reminder emails. And so that's just a way for you to remember to check them on a monthly basis, just to make sure everything's in working order.
I'll give it about another minute. So if you have any further questions regarding what it means to be a SuperHeart School, any questions about Living for Zachary or about the AED specifically, go ahead and drop those in, and I'll wait about another minute. Alrighty, if no one has any additional questions, we will go ahead and conclude this webinar. This was recorded and it will be available on the Living for Zachary YouTube page, and I will be sending out a link to Wylie Preparatory Academy just to make sure that you guys have the ability to share it as needed. So this will be available on multiple platforms. And if you're watching this after the fact, be sure that you are emailing us questions, making sure that you are fully educated and any questions that you have do get answered. Thank you guys so much for being here. Catherine and Pablo, thank you so much for joining us and for speaking as well. And we hope everybody has a wonderful day. And we hope to see you at the heart screening on Saturday and the Red Out game tonight. Thanks, everybody.